When retrieving data by work items, you might need to get time tracked to those work items during a specific time frame and/or by a specific person, activity type, etc. Timetracker provides extension syntax for filtering work logs and work items. The OData filter filters data after it has been loaded, whereas the Timetracker filters are prefilters. There are three types of Timetracker prefilters: the worklogsFilter, the workItemsFilter, and the prefilter. Since additional parameter types are not part of the OData syntax, they do not have a $sign prefix. In our first example, we are going to be using the worklogsFilter. This filter is used to limit work logs returned by the API. This filter should be applied first in the processing of the query, with all other filters applied after it, including the workItemsFilter. In order to know which fields can be used with the worklogsFilter, we need to navigate to the 7-page Timetracker API reference, head on down over to Schemas, select the Reporting Worklog schema, and here we see all the fields that can be used with the worklogsFilter. In our example, we will be using the timestamp field. So we are going to paste the worklogsFilter into our query. And here we are filtering by the timestamp field, value greater or equal than this date, and between the timestamp field, value lower than this date. And the data returned is filtered between those two dates. In our next example, we are going to show the workItemsFilter. Similar to the worklogsFilter, this filter applies to the work items that will be processed by the API call. The filter is applied after the worklogsFilter. We will also check the reference to see which fields can be used with the workItemsFilter. Here, under the reporting work item, we see all the fields in this schema that can be used with the workItemsFilter. In our example, we are going to use the system team project. So we are going to paste the workItemsFilter. And here we are filtering by the system team project field. EQ meaning equals super project. So we're only filtering for data that is within this project in DevOps. The workItemsFilter also has a functionality to apply the target. If we add the following parameter and workItemsFilter apply target equals all work items, with this value provided, all work items, the workItemsFilter will be applied to all work items. However, if we put root work items here, the workItemsFilter will be applied only to top-level work items, meaning items that do not have parents. And the final example to show is prefilter by me, meaning prefilter by the current user to only show the data that was tracked by the current user. One thing to note about the prefilters is that the worklogsFilter is applied first automatically. The user has no control over it. Additionally, the workItemsFilter and the worklogsFilter are not part of the OData syntax, so therefore they behave differently. You can filter by fields without putting them in the select part of the query, and you can filter by values that are not in the endpoint at all, For instance, if you are using the worklogs only endpoint, but you want to filter by work items data, you can, and vice versa. You can use the work items hierarchy endpoint, for instance, which does not contain worklogs data at all, but only tracked total, and you're able to filter by worklogs related fields. Thank you for using 7Pace Time Tracker.